Good to see you. Good to see you. It's been what, 3 years since we last saw.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that was during the industry night with Whiskey.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Houston.
in Houston here. Yeah, with Wiz, Malik Berry, Matthew. Industry night. I think Don Bazzi was there, the promoter from the UK. And then you were there, of course.
Right.
So a lot has happened over the last 3 years.
A whole lot.
A whole lot. Wizkid, obviously, at Wizkid has gotten bigger.
Right.
Malik Berry is no longer just a producer. He's now an artist. He has hit songs. You know, Matthew's doing his thing. I'm doing my thing. What's been going on with you, man?
Shit, I guess trying to do my thing, trying to get back on my own thing, you know what I mean? Like, obviously, I've been away for like about 2 years now.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically just trying to get back to where I fit in and, you know, make a mark on the industry, you know what I'm saying? Because I feel like the music is so global now, you know, we can definitely make a push. So that's definitely what I'm on right now.
Okay, nice. But obviously, you know, of those 3 years, we know that 2 years were out.
Right.
Okay, what's the story really?
Well, I got incarcerated. I was incarcerated. I got a 24-month sentence, and I ended up doing 20 months out of that. And I just got out about, you know, on paper I got out last month. You know,
Last month, okay.
But I've been out since, you know, earlier, like February 20th, but I was in halfway house.
Okay.
So I just got done with that right now.
And here in Houston, right?
Yeah, here in Houston. Well, I did the first year in Idaho, and then the next part of it in Houston.
All right, okay. Nice one. And you got out early on good behavior.
Well, yeah. Because, you know, it's federal prison, so you only do 85% of your sentence. So 85% of the 24 months ended up being 20 months.
20 months. Nice one.
On good behavior. Now, if you mess up, you know, you got to do the whole 24 months. So, you know, I had my head on right, so I was just ready to get back home and get back to doing what I should be doing in the first place.
Absolutely. Man, we've missed you. That's the reality.
Man, I've missed y'all.
We've
honestly.
the Nigerian hip hop right now is very different. Right?
Nigerian hip hop
is very different.
That's crazy because I don't even know if there's a Nigerian hip hop at the moment. I know there's Afro beats.
True.
Right. I know there's Afro pop, but like Nigerian hip hop in itself, like I don't think I've heard anything that I can consider Nigerian hip hop.
The game is very different. Like when you were there, right? When you were hot, it's a whole nother level now in terms of. In fact, when I say whole nother level, I'm not even saying it in a good way. It's in a bad way. Yes. It's. I don't know if you've been listening to the music coming out. You know, at the time we had. Of course, there was you, there was M.I, there was NATO C, Ice Springs, there was a bunch Ikechuku, Mode 9, a bunch of rappers. Remember that BT Cypher you guys did?
Yeah, definitely.
I don't think the game right now, we can even mention maybe 5 or 6 strong rappers that can do the same thing.
That's my point.
In terms of just straight up hip hop. Many of them are like singing.
Why I feel like there isn't a Nigerian hip hop at the moment. You know what I'm saying? So I've heard some people do some things. I've heard some people that have potential, some young guys and all that. And, you know, but definitely like what I bring to the table is totally missing. It can't be duplicated. You know what I mean? So, and that's definitely where I'm at with it. I'm trying to get back to that and make sure, you know what I'm saying, really make that mark.
Yeah. So when you talk about young cats, new guys, who are you feeling on the scene right now?
On the scene, that's already on the scene, I like YC.
YC.
I like YC. I like what he got going on. Who else have I heard?
YC in a way reminds me of you.
Yeah, I like YC. I really like YC. I like his stuff, you know what I'm saying?
I like Fouls.
I like Fouls as well, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I feel like, you know, Fouls ran off with something I had going on, you know what I'm saying? But that's my guy though, he cool. You know
I was waiting for that.
Yeah. He ran off with it. But that's good. At the end of the day, that's, you know, that just makes me feel like, okay, all right, I was doing something, you know what I'm saying? Because he took it and he did his thing with it. And definitely, like, it's not no issue. Like, I feel like me and Fouls, I have a song with Fouls already. Like,
oh, really?
I have a song with Fouls. It's not out yet, you know what I'm saying?
Wow.
And I feel like we're still gonna do way more stuff anyway. So I'm not the guy, you know, to be like, oh, you took my style and ran with it, none of that. Nah, it's, if anything, it's flattering, you know what I'm saying? So definitely, if me and him get on a record together, again, especially now, it'll be lit because I'm gonna do my style and he gonna do him. Yeah. And then it's gonna be real funny. So I like Fouls, you know, definitely. I like YC. I'm trying to think of another name, you know, that's on the scene, but not on the scene. But emerging. I think they need to watch out for Bills.
Bills.
Yeah,
Houston-based
Bills. Yeah, Houston-based Bills. You know what I'm saying? Shout out official Bills. He's ready. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know, he's one of those people I feel like can do the Nigerian hip hop thing. You know what I'm saying? Like I was having a conversation with White C not too long ago about the state of Nigerian hip hop. You know what I mean? And he was like, man, it's no, you know, it's no hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Because obviously he tried the singing thing.
They're all singing now, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
They're all singing.
And it seems like, you know, the rappers gravitate towards the singing because, you know, it's more accepted or...
But that's the thing, if you say it's more accepted, how were you guys, during the time when you were, you know, one of the top rappers, how were you guys able to make that music, that Nigerian hip hop go mainstream?
See, the thing is, I for sure stuck to my core.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Which is the rap. You know what I'm saying? I might do a little melody every now and then. You know what I'm saying? I might do a melodic hook, but you know, my art was rap. You know, I stuck to it. And I feel like a lot of the people now are not sticking to their art. They're just doing whatever they have to do to get to the money.
So do you think it's the taste of the listeners that changed? Is that what is now making our rappers gravitate towards singing? Or is it that our rappers just decided maybe we want to make that whiskey money?
Yeah, I feel like it's the latter. People want to make that, you know, that big money, you know, from the music, and they feel like, okay, if this guy's done it like this, I can make that kind of music, so I'm gonna do it and shoot him a shot. You know what I'm saying? So basically, I think that's what that is. But for the most part, man, when you stick to your craft, if that's, you know, what you do and you do it well, you get noticed for it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I also think the industry right now is no longer as competitive as it was back then. You know, back then there was a lot of beef, potential beef, one person versus the other. If you recall, there was a time I was actually trying to instigate something between you and M.I. Maybe you don't remember that, but you were down for it. M.I was like, nah.
I mean,
M.I said he didn't want to do it.
See, I come, you know, just growing up. Well, not exactly growing up, but being a part of like the West Side culture in Inglewood, California. It's like you never back down on nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And even it wasn't even gonna be beef like that. It was just gonna be like, all right, bring the best out of me, and I'm about to bring the best out of you.
That was
You know
my
what I'm
idea when I was trying to do it, but you know, shout out to M.I.
Shout out to M.I. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to him.
I heard he did a song recently.
Yeah, he did a song, You Rappers Should Fix Up Your Lives.
Yeah.
Right, he did a song, and that was because, and he said you're getting killed by the South, meaning South Africa. So Nigerian hip hop now is, as it died or as it went down, South African hip hop went up.
Yeah.
So on the continent right now, SA, they're killing the game. I don't know if you listen to stuff coming out of South Africa.
I listen to one cat, Nasty C.
Nasty C is loved in Nigeria. I mean, there's Casper.
See, but look, then this is my thing. If he's loved in Nigeria and he's doing hip hop, why aren't the Nigerian rappers that are doing hip hop and can't do it not getting love too? You know what I mean? So that's something that needs to be addressed, that needs to be fixed. Like not too long ago, Kel was, you know what I'm saying, speaking, voicing some opinions on social media about Nigerian hip hop versus Afro pop or whatever. And I felt her point. Shout out to Kel, by the way. I felt her point because she was she was dropping gems, you know what I'm saying? And I think it starts with the artist and then the listeners and then the industry as a whole. You know what I'm saying? You got to stand for something, and that's what I'm about. That's what I'm gonna do. You know what I mean? And you know, we're gonna take what happens. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna live with the rest.
It's so bad now that I can't even name one Nigerian female rapper. You know, back then we had Kel, we had Eva, we had Blaze, we had Sasha,
we had Muna,
Buki.
Yeah.
Now there's really no female rapper, like none. No one's doing it.
I mean,
it's that bad now.
Shit, you can't even name male rappers. Honestly. But I mean, change is constant, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully that trend changes again and you know what I'm saying, we can go in a different direction. Because before I got, you know, locked up, there wasn't a shaku shaku movement. You know what I'm saying? That's a new thing, it's a new trend, people have gravitated towards it. And hopefully after that, there'll be other trends that, you know, can support hip hop.
Speaking of shaku shaku, right before we started recording, you bust one mad shaku shaku.
I started to learn it, you know what I'm saying? Like at first I couldn't catch my rhythm. Like, you know, I didn't know how to get to it. But then
now you have the whole hand thing.
Just a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Just a little bit. It starts with the legs, you know, I just be like, and I'm still learning, you know what I'm saying? When I do it, you can tell I'm a beginner, you know what I'm saying? But it's cool.
Okay. Yeah. Do you ever see yourself going into that? Just maybe one jam like that would just...
In the shaku shaku lane? That's not my lane, you know what I'm saying? It's not my lane. But, you know, as I start to hear, you know, the vibe more, I start to catch a little drift to it here and there.
There's
you know
this
what I'm
rapper that's very much into that CDQ.
CDQ, I haven't heard much of his stuff.
Oh, CDQ is
I've
very
heard the
good.
name, but I haven't heard much of his
He's
stuff.
very good. He raps.
Okay.
He's a mad Yoruba speaking rapper. Mad. You need to listen to CDQ.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, and then you talked about, they mentioned your name in one of these Shaku Shaku songs.
Yeah, I've heard that a couple times.
Yeah. What was the bar again?
Something I can't remember what he said, but it ended up something Ijoba Sinzu. And I heard it, I was like, wait, what? This guy just called my name?
And you
I
don't
think
know
he
the guy?
repeated the bar. No, never. No, obviously, I didn't know none of these
Yeah.
guys. You know what I'm saying? They weren't out when I was out. You know what I'm saying? When I haven't even been to Nigeria in a long time, so I haven't met a lot of these people. But I heard it again. I was like, hold up, did this guy just say my name? Then they repeated the bar, and they were like, sir, Ijoba Sinzu. And I was like, okay. Well, shout out, good looking for the name drop. You know what I mean?
No doubt, no doubt. But that shows that you still have some street cred out there.
Some.
A lot.
Some, nah.
Though people.
I mean, what's real is real, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, you know what I'm saying?
Like one of the questions someone asked me on Snapchat, the guy said, you were doing your thing and it looks like you just upped and left.
Yeah, I got to a point, you know what I'm saying? Like, people don't know this because I never really gave any interviews about what my reasons were or whatever, but I do have a daughter out here, in the States that I have to be there for. And secondly, I was trying to make a mark in Nigeria and be able to be comfortable. And at that point, it was not comfortable for me.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? And it was either I could stay there and not be comfortable, which I probably should have did, but I figured, okay, now I got to come back out here and get my thing together and then push it from out here. Now, in between, I started to, get in trouble with the laws, legal drama and all of that. And so that slowed me down, you know what I'm saying? People don't know that I was fighting the case back in 2014. I caught a case in 2013, end up,
Yeah,
fighting
I
that.
know there was something in 2013. I can't remember what.
2013, I caught a case in Dallas. And then mid-2014, and around May, I caught another case, which was the popular one that, got online and leaked up or whatever. And then I was fighting that up till 2015. So that whole period, even though I was able to move around in the States, I wasn't able to just up and go to Nigeria and do what I needed to do.
Yeah.
So I was waiting for those situations to pan out, which would have panned out sometime in 2017. But then I ended up catching another case in 2016, which brought me all the way to 2018. So it was just like...
So you went back, you came back to America for family reasons. That's what you're saying.
Basically.
It wasn't necessarily industry related.
No. It wasn't necessarily industry related. It was just, I wanted to be comfortable.
Yeah.
And at the same time, I wanted to be, I wanted to watch my daughter grow and be around her, you know what I mean? But that was in 2012, early 2012.
Okay.
I ended up staying in London. I was in London for about 10 months. I stayed in London for till October, and then I came back out here. So since 2012, I have not been in Nigeria, which is a long time.
That's a long time.
And so
bro.
much has changed, you know what I'm saying?
A lot.
Yeah.
Of course, like we said, the players, some of the major players are still there, but the scene has changed.
Definitely.
Right. Speaking of the scene, how much support would you say, during this period where you've been out, in and out, and working on stuff, trying to clean a lot, fighting this case, fighting that case. How has the industry support been? Have you been hearing from people? I know you've always been friends with someone like Ikechukwu, but as soon as you got out, everyone was like, free Sinzu. Sinzu is out, Sinzu is out. There was this love. The reality is some of them, I'm pretty sure you felt like some of them may have been fake love. I don't know. Did you get any support?
I didn't get any support from anybody. I didn't necessarily,
Did you
reach
feel
out.
you needed to get any support?
Yeah, that would have been nice. Yeah, I felt like that. Like, I would have appreciated it, you know what I'm saying? But then again, the reality of it is, nobody sent me to go do anything I did. You know what I'm saying? And that was my beef, and I had to deal with it, you know what I'm saying? But if during that period, if people would have reached out, I would have appreciated that, you know what I'm saying? But I'm such a independent dude to where it didn't even matter, you know what I'm saying? I was doing my time, and I knew that once I get out, I'm gonna get back to what I needed to do. Now, did I anticipate that some people were gonna gravitate towards the situation, whether for buzz reasons or just to sound like they cared? Yes. And the way I chose to deal with that was just take it as it comes, with a pinch of salt. Like, I'm not mad at nobody, but then again, I know where we stand with a bunch of people. You know what I'm saying? And
That's what's up.
it's cool.
Makes sense. Makes sense. I like the fact that you're not holding any grudges.
Nah, I ain't holding no grudges.
No, yeah.
No, it's cool. You know what I'm saying? However we can work, if we can work, if we gonna work, we gonna make it happen. Other than that, you know, it's the past. I'm not looking back at that. You know what I mean?
Nice.
We can build relationships now, if anything. You know what I'm saying? Rather than hold on to the past grudges and stuff. You know, that's how I look at it.
Okay. About those 2 years you were out, right? What were your days like? Can you give us an idea of what your daily routine was?
For my first year, I did that in Idaho in the county jail, Ada County Jail. I was locked up for 22 hours a day in a cell. You know what I'm saying? We had 3. It was a 4-man cell over there in Idaho, and you get 30 minutes to eat breakfast, 30 minutes for lunch, 30 minutes for dinner, and then you get like another hour to be out of your cell, which is when people watch TV or shower. Other than that, you're locked up in that cell 22 hours a day, every day.
Jesus Christ.
You know what I mean?
You did that for a year?
I did that for a whole year. You know what I'm saying? And that was tough, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm used to being able to move how I want to move, and to be confined to a little space with 3 other guys who we probably share nothing alike. We have nothing in common. It was definitely tough. And then the next year after that, after I got sentenced, because I got sentenced the whole year, 12 months later, then I did the rest of my sentence in a facility in Texas, you know what I'm saying, downtown Houston, or FDC Houston. So that was 2-man cells, and it was even a smaller cell. You know what I'm saying? And we weren't really locked up all day. You know, we came out, but because it's federal, you got to do count. We do like 3-4 counts a day. Every time they do count, you have to go back in your cell. They lock us up. They count us. You got to stand on your feet, make sure that you're able to move and all that. And then after count, it takes them maybe like another 30 to 45 minutes to clear count. Then we're able to come back out, watch TV for a little bit, and we bunk up again at 9:30. So my days started at 5 a.m. in the morning and ended at 9:30. And in between, you know, we work out, you know, we watch TV. I learned how to play chess. I learned how to play spades. You know, I read the 48 Laws of Power twice. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I did my time, really. You know what I mean? And I wrote a lot of raps.
Okay, they gave you a pen and paper?
Well, they didn't give it to me. You buy it off commissary.
Wow.
Oh yeah, it's a money-making business. You know,
so you were able to make money, but not much, I suspect.
Money, man, because it's mandatory in the federal system. You have to work. You know what I'm saying? So at first, I started off in the kitchen, and I was making 16 cents an hour, and I was working.
Wait, did you guys hear that?
Oh my God, I was making 16 cents
an hour.
Hour, dog. And I was working. I had to be up at 5 o'clock in the morning, eat breakfast, and go straight to work at 6:15 or something like that. And I was at work from 6 to 12 noon, sometimes even longer than that. And I would come home. I'll come back to my cell at the end of the month. They'll put my check on my commissary account, and it'd be like $14. I think the most I ever made in a month was $16.
For $16? Sorry.
If that's not humbling, dog, I don't know what is. I just went and busted my ass for a whole month, and I came back with $16. What can I do with that?
Man.
Yeah.
So from that $16, that's how you're able to like buy a pen and...
Yeah, you know. Well, basically, what I would do is we had MP3 players and stuff.
Oh, okay.
And they put. Matter of fact, a lot of them. That's when I knew Nigerian music was getting big, because we was able to search certain artists, and their music will pop up. So, you know, it was more expensive than it should have been. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, on iTunes it's probably 99 cents, but on there it was like $1.50. So
they were providing the music to you guys
at an extra charge.
At a
so
premium,
they were making,
really.
Maybe like another 50 cents for every song you buy. Right. I had over 500, 600 songs on my MP3. So do the math. So that $16 a month definitely wasn't nothing. So I just used to use it to buy music and put it on my phone and make phone calls. But yeah, I couldn't live off that. You know what I'm saying? You know, definitely.
So how many songs would you say you were able to write in that?
In Idaho, for the year I was in Idaho, I probably wrote about maybe like 180, and then my last leg, because after I got sentenced, I was calm. Okay, I knew like, okay, I got my time. I know that on so day I'm gonna be out, so I was more relaxed. It was just like, okay, live every day like the same day, and then, you know, next day I'm out. You know, the next time I see the streets, I'm done. So I was settled. I was able to write about what I wanted to write about. So I think I did like another 120. In total, I did over 300 songs for
Jesus,
sure.
you wrote over
Over 300 songs.
300 songs.
Yeah.
Have you been able to like record since you came
I
back?
recorded like maybe like 17 songs out of that.
So you could technically you could put out an EP right now off of music that you
yeah.
recorded in jail, in
I
prison.
could put out about between now, like if I decided to, I could probably put out about 5, 6 mixtapes right now.